So this week, 6 is the magic number. The details of the new rules aren't yet clear. It looks as though we shall be able to continue meeting for worship in larger numbers than this, if we so wish. Will the Brownies or the Boys Brigade be able to meet? Hopefully, the Methodist Church will let us know. Details are clearly very important, as anyone can tell you who's been involved in preparing risk assessments. How exactly are we going to ensure that every last door handle is safe? But equally, it's important to make sure that we don't get so tied up with the detail that we lose sight of the bigger picture. At Synod last Saturday, someone was describing a cartoon, a little group of people with a wave over their head marked COVID-19. Behind that wave, a bigger one marked economic collapse. And behind that one, an enormous wave marked climate change. And the speech bubble said, "Please wash your hands." It's a vivid image of the need for balance, because of course we do need to wash our hands. But there are other needs as well. Jesus talked about the need for balance between the detail and the big picture, and much of the Sermon on the Mount can be read in this way. The Lord's Prayer teaches us to remember to pray for our food day by day, but also to pray that God's kingdom may come. Or Jesus says, when our child asks us for something specific, bread or fish, we give it to them. And so the generous love of God gives us all that we need. It's almost like the technique filmmakers use in changing focus from a close-up to a broad panorama, and both add to our enjoyment of the film. Or maybe you're the kind of person who likes walking. My family enjoys this too, but sometimes they laugh at me because I tend to keep my eyes on the track, trying to avoid boulders and puddles, and I miss the broad view that's opening up before us. Perhaps a problem for us humans is that we can't focus both ways at once, and we need to keep remembering to lift up our eyes to the hills, as Psalm 121 puts it. As we move into the new connectional year, we are rightly concerned with how to keep everyone safe in our buildings as far as possible. But we also need to remember the many wider needs of our communities. There are growing issues around people's physical and mental well-being. There are major concerns for people's employment, as many more face redundancy. We wonder what new demands our food banks will face. And what about climate change? How can we live more responsibly in face of the wildfires in California and Oregon, or the hurricanes which hit the Caribbean without being reported before becoming headline news in the States? All of this can so easily feel like overload. When we look at all the problems of the world, what we really want to do is hide under the duvet and let someone else sort it out. That's why it's good to belong to a church as a family of people and a circuit as a family of churches. And in our belonging to our churches, we belong also to God, who enables us to act in the power of the Spirit, not just on our own. None of us needs to do everything, but if each of us puts our hand in God's hand and does something, then there is the potential to make a difference together as we continue to pray, "Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as in heaven." Our prayer comes from Roots on the Web. God of love and grace beyond our telling, we bring our thankful hearts to you, acknowledging that without you we are nothing, and with you we can be so much more. Thankful that you care for us and love us without measure, that you have endless patience with us, that you teach us time and time again what it is to be committed to your ways. Thankful that you reveal yourself to us in myriad ways, to inspire us and invoke within us a heartfelt response. Thank you that while all this is for everyone who will come to accept you, it is for me, asking that I may know it deep within. With overflowing hearts, hear our prayer. Amen.